Our kids are wonderful, sweet, smart, sensitive kids who, if not for their pain, wouldn't have done anything like this. And by the way, I know it sounds so crazy, right? It's a medrash. When we came out of Mitzrayim, the angels want to drown us. Hashem tells the malach of the Mayim, split the sea. All of a sudden comes in the bad malach of Samach Mem, the guy who was in charge of Esav, and he says, hang on, it's not fair. How could you let the Jewish people go and split the sea, and then you're going to have the Egyptians go and you're going to drown them? It doesn't make any sense. Halalu avdei avodah zara, v'halalu avdei avodah zara. They're the same. One is not better than or worse than the rest. One of them is not better or worse than these guys are idol worshippers, and those guys are idol worshippers. They're exactly the same. So why do they get special treatment? Doesn't make any sense. And this angel made so much sense logically that the angel in charge of the water actually rebelled and told Hashem, I'm not doing it. It's amazing. V'amayim lahem chayma, without a vav. It says chayma, says the medrash, v'amayim lahem chayma, got angry. The water got angry and said, I'm not doing it, Hashem. You can't just give me rules to do stuff, that don't make any sense. It's got to make sense. The Jews are bad and the Egyptians are bad. I'm not treating one differently than the other. So let's use an example. Imagine if President Trump calls up the head of security in JFK, and he says, listen, there's a plane coming from Air Irania, and on there's 200 guys from Al-Qaeda, named Mohammed, all of them. The first 100, I want you to take them right through security, get them right out into the limos, and send them on their merry way, and the other 100, shoot to kill, dead on arrival, DOA, kill on the spot. So the head of security is going to say, Trump, I don't get it. Halalu Al-Qaeda, v'halalu Al-Qaeda. Halalu Muhammad, v'halalu Muhammad. Doesn't make any sense. That's what happened. So what's the answer? Now, if there would be no answer, so then what would happen? We would be dead. We would either be drowned, or we would have been captured, and today we would all be Egyptians. We would all have little mustaches. Right? That's what would have happened. So there must have been an answer. So most people know the question, halalu avdei avodah zara v'halalu. But not many people know the answer. I never heard of the answer, but it's a medrash. The medrash says, Miyad Amalei HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Hashem told the Malach, Shoite Sheba Olam, you Veltz Meshugana, you whack job, you crazy person. You imagine calling a Malach a Shoite Sheba Olam, the biggest crackpot in the world. You think that they did all their bad stuff because they wanted to? They didn't bow down to idols because they made a research and they decided they want to bow down to idols. Our kids aren't driving on Shabbos because they don't believe. They didn't become atheists because they studied all the religions and they did 20 years of research. It's not easy to be an atheist. They're tzabrachin, they're in pain. And you're judging everybody the same? You think they're the same because they act the same? You don't know my kid. You don't know my kid, Hashem says. They're doing this because of you just came vayishlach to shul. You missed boy and shemai va'erav. You missed all the 210 years of slavery. You don't realize that they're broken and they're tzebrachin and they have tir of das. Tir of das, that's what our kids have. That's what a lot of us have. Tir of das, here. Try Advil for your tir of das. Well, they use weed. But tir of das, tzebrachenkeit. And you look at them and you say, oh, he's smoking on Shabbos, so he's smoking on Shabbos, he's the same as him. No, he's a guy, and he's a broken Jew. We're not dealing with healthy Esavs, we're dealing with sick Yaakovs. So that's a medrash. The medrash says, you don't know my kid. And therefore Hashem paskin different. The Jewish people who are the avodah zara can get royal treatment, red carpet service, and the mayim stands up, and they go through. And then the healthy Egyptians that are Avodah Zara drown. Because you have Bechira, but they don't. Because we have to understand, if we took away the pain that our kids went through, we wouldn't have any of this. We would have sweet, smart, intelligent kids who want to please, who are people pleasers, who care about us, who don't want to make Tati and Mommy angry and upset.